Abusia for higher for GH. Edify elections such as a course 2024 mono Mensa ahodo na nachisi gusu yede epimpi bibre mono na sabre Re-collation na court order say Mensa ne nkrofo betimi go ahead at my Re-collations no Mensa no enya senketo ya report bia mamo afan na sabre insemi bibre aba beto ho de nesi Mensa ne nkrofo call court no high court mom order say omunkoye Re-collation that omo kwan because already none omo yedada NDC for cohort and just high court as a big kwan na yede amom kama so omo yede omkoye Re-collation bi that means yen shebi bia asefo for yen kind nyina for yen collate yen fa the right thing and I said the right result in the better one thing. Information about say during that Re-collation, easy officials say no one you name say Mensa and the boss Masari and the mom was order ne dia. Omo buy no more say high court order now the buy say yenye Re-collation omo de omonti you Re-collation omonti omo de ne say de no more quality dada no just say obi tam call court no na illegal na just say both party no and as one party or involved in this case no say ade omo ye ne same fata internet copy court no or say or besha on chassis or twa de no wo ye no so or twa de no wo ye no so that means on chassis for court and say yenye Re-collation chese yen quality be bia for na understanding ye den embra na just say obi anye den entiasi once and for all easy official is omonye a breach this court order just say so be breach court order so the one him say punishment is so the account yes and bring good things in muchichimu I free a year NDCMPA da fiama po
started in your case in terms of the collation. Was the collation done again from scratch or you just continued from where you left off?
That's for today or when we met last week?
No, today.
No, what was in contention was the 31 polling stations.
Okay.
You know, so when we had come in, one of
the key issues for me today
was that they didn't start from the top.
No, yes. The court ordered Re-collation. Re-collation means retabulating
everything from the top.
Thank you.
Start again.
But because it will show. Look, one of the interesting things was that today, what was very funny is that there's a particular group of polling stations called CPC in Fadama Ogbemomo electoral area, CPC. At CPC, 3 polling stations, we had won in all those polling stations. Today shows that he had won in all those polling stations. And it is shocking and scandalizing even for the people that are in the CPC part.
So the people who
they're shocked. How is it possible that CPC, that we sat, we filmed, have videos that we had won in these polling stations, 3 polling stations, and then today it shows that Patrick Obama had won in those polling stations. How is this possible?
That is why the law requires the regulation 39(3) thereabout. Okay, that after the presiding officer has done all this and given duplicates to agents and they are gone, paste a copy at the vantage point at the polling station. So every election is local. So the people who cast their votes at that locality knew who emerged the winner. So when you move ballot boxes from Fantiakon and bring them to Tesano and come and declare for another person, they are aggrieved in that locality. When you move Fadama to Reach and declare for another person, the Fadama people will be aggrieved. These are the matters confronting us. When you move what's this your place? It's a very popular one where you feed the people.
The Tuabodom.
When you move, the police station results from Tuabodom with a picture, come and declare
the Valco area.
No, Tuabodom is very close to the motorway.
The Valco electoral
is around Committee 12. When you come and declare that is for Charles Forson who has won, the people in Tuabodom are angry.
Yes.
because their mandate has been stolen clearly
And
by the polling ones of EC officers.
by the way,
this will not be happening if EC officers are neutral. If they are neutral, these things won't be happening.
Interestingly, if you have
because
a center, if you have a center with up to 10 polling stations, those polling stations with these forgeries, the results have been either torn off, singled out and torn off the walls, or were never pasted at all.
I see.
Yes.
So
these are
for us, the good thing that we did was to ensure that by 10 p.m. on the night of elections, we had all our pink sheets. That was one of the good things that we had.
Well,
we had all our pink sheets in, and we had done our collations. This explains why by 12 or 1 a.m. on the night or the morning of the election, we had known and projected that. We had won the elections. And in fact, look, there are even certain parts. When you go to, there's a place we call Vuga quarters, right? Igbe quarters. They mostly vote in Restoration or vote at Church of Christ. In all those places as well. Usually, in the last few elections, you realize that it's been scattered blast in those places. This time around, they made sure that we won in all those places as well. So this is these people on the ground. They know. You go to Vuga, you go to Wayaman. You go to La Paz Police Post. We usually do not win in La Paz Police Post. 4 police stations, we had 1 and 2.
And let me make this point. We've also discovered that, look, the pink sheets, the EC officials, some have duplicate copies
of the pink sheet.
Of the pink sheet. So they have originals of the original.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I see.
So this explains the varying figures.
They have multiple.
This explains the varying figures.
That's why when
hang on.
they were able to
Hang on. Let's understand this.
Yes.
So they have multiple pink sheets.
Thank you.
Of the same.
So they're able to fabricate so that you are.
Yeah,
if you're not smart.
Okay, good.
If you're not
the
smart, you can't tell with the serial numbers.
Okay.
But if you are smart, you can get them.
So the serial numbers.
It happened in our case. We're able to prove that. We're able to prove that even your cameras captured it. So you realize that in the polling centers where we agreed that adjustments should be made, in the presence of all the parties, they were able to reproduce the same pink sheets for us, and then we all accepted. But this is a case where their fabrications reflected what we had as our own copies. So if they were missing some details, we decided if we were going to agree that it should be corrected. And anytime these corrections needed to be made, they were able to reproduce the pink sheets. But you see, this is in our presence as parties. So that is a legal process. But this is what happens when we're not there. When they need to fabricate, then they fabricate their new one from the same.
And then one pink sheet got missing, parliamentary.
Good.
We couldn't find it. We couldn't find it.
So
yes.
Let's make this point quickly.
No, quickly. Let's watch the declaration.
We have to go to any different from what you had.
Exactly. In our case, the
it's the same
didn't have pink sheets.
The MPP didn't have.
They didn't have their pink sheets. So and then in this case, if the EC could actually take a decision to halt the process and look and wait for certain things to be done, why they didn't have in that case? That's exactly what we're asking them. When we said to them that the numbers that we have on our pink sheet is totally different from the numbers that you have, why couldn't we do this? Look, this confirms a hunch that I've always had. It confirms the fact that looks like the MPP, they were carefully intent on making sure that they get another pendream back to Parliament. That was it. Everybody else was just affected. This is just clear because you could see how they forced through with it, because in Nomi Kwabenya, for instance, and everything, which is essentially almost the case that we're making, which is said that is an issue of pink sheets here. In this instance, they do not have the pink sheet. They are presenting digital copies. In the MPP's case, they didn't have pink sheets for most of it. They didn't. There was only one police station, the first one. Subsequent police station, when you ask them, they cannot actually even present it.
But
why didn't the EC? Yes, because that's why we're fighting, and that's why we moved out. But the process went happening in the absence, and you see, instructively, it happened without the original returning officer that actually returned the elections. It happened with somebody else who they claim they have given also called an appointment letter only this morning. All of this charade is untidy.
So, this position the EC takes when, for instance, pink sheets are not available to authenticate what they have, it has to be a standard operating procedure, not one
subjective.
That is at the whims and caprices of it. Is it not?
So that is why when you have an EC officer in an EC jacket supporting an NPP, then you are in trouble.
What do you mean by this?
I am telling you, EC recruited officers who are actually acting to favor your opponent. I am saying this pink sheet is fabricated, so reject it. They agree that it is fabricated. The EC officer says, I will admit it. Because the figures favor my opponent. When it is admitted, I lose. These are the things we've seen. You have listened to Baba Sadiq. You have listened to her. You understand? It's like saying that these are rejected ballots, but I will count them anyway. Because the rule enforced to reject a ballot casted is the same rule applicable mutatis mutandis when the pink sheet is fabricated.
When you do this Latin language,
but this is my work.
You understand? Translate to English.
By parity of reasoning.
All right, that's just.
But if you have the power to reject a ballot, my old lady goes to cast a ballot. You say no, because she didn't put a thumbprint in a certain box properly near the face of the candidate, it is rejected. And yet, the same EC officer also, it is rejected. Let's count it as rejected ballot. Yet the same EC officer will fabricate a pink sheet. When I am able to dictate that, I say, no, even though you are saying within the law it is not right, but I will admit it.
Yeah.
That is why the law says after declarations, you have no power to interfere. Let a court of law. That is why you go and lead evidence. You want the witness stand, you swear an oath. Then I will cross-examine you. Like the presiding officer at the police station who came to Tema Central Collation Center on Monday to say that, oh yes, when I closed, I was tired. We were all tired and we were in a hurry. So I came to complete the pink sheet in the office in the absence of our agents.
Yeah.
Should such a pink sheet be admitted?
That's contrary to what the law says, right?
Thank you.
Because if I look at the
certain
details of it,
metro director of elections.
This is what spells Regulation 43. Subject to Regulation 42, immediately after the results of the poll for all the polling stations in the constituency of the returning officer have been given to the returning officer shall, in the presence of the candidates.
Thank you.
Or the representatives of the candidate.
Thank you.
Or not more than 2 counting agents appointed by each candidate.
Thank you.
Assemble the results from the polling station without recounting.
Thank you.
The ballot in the ballot boxes.
Yeah.
Except where there is a challenge by a candidate or a counting agent in respect of a specific ballot box. Fill the parliamentary election results summary sheet as set out in Form 1D. Give public notice of the total number of votes cast for each candidate.
Thank you.
And publicly declare as elected in parliamentary election the candidate who had the highest votes, which we saw in both your situations. Request the candidates or the representatives or counting agents of the candidates to, together with the returning officer, sign the parliamentary election results collation form as set out in Form 1C of the schedule and the parliamentary election results summary sheet as set out in Form 1D of the schedule and post a copy on the constituency collation center.
Thank you.
We say that in most of the cases they've been torn up. Give each candidate or the representative or the counting agent of a candidate a completed and signed copy of the parliamentary election results collation form as set out in Form 1C of the schedule and the parliamentary election results summary sheet as goes on and on in Form 1D. And then you go through the process.
Yeah. This is collation. I speak of polling station, which is 39. Polling station 1 is contained in 31 sub 3 thereabout. Where you are even mandated to post a copy of the results. And when you do that, it is supposed to be a foolproof against an ex post facto event fabrication. That is after the event, somebody can go and fabricate it. No, don't do it. Even though it's a requirement, such a material requirement in law, they haven't done it. The man is claiming that he was tired. So even the completion of the original pink sheet. So it means whatever he tore, whatever he gave to my agent was even not proper.
I see.
So now he goes to the office and go and fabricate his own figures. Then he's caught red-handed, infragrante delicto.
So we await now. As we round up, we await now the declarations in Ablekuma. Read declarations for Ablekuma. North and Kwabenya in the coming days. But Kevin, while we draw the curtains down on this extensive covering, you hear Ebi Bright and Baba Sadiq talk about the victory that they chalked in what was described as strongholds of their other opponents.
Right.
And that's also instructive if you're looking at the analysis and looking at the bigger picture as well, because then unless there are outliers, if you begin to win in your opponent's strongholds, it only points to one direction, unless there are outliers. But the moment you see that, for instance, in Dom Kwabenya, the NDC people, they started jubilating quite early because in Taifa North, Taifa South, Abokobi, those areas, you hardly have NDC winning. So the moment those polling station results started coming in, it pointed to a particular direction. Then we saw the jubilation there. And then you can talk about the CPC area that Baba Sadiq talks about. Expands into Fadama, the night market area, goes into...
The original word is not the market.
Yeah, but Tema, you obviously don't know Tema. After your Republic.
So you will have those kinds of people. The trend clearly will give you an idea of how things are going, unless they are outliers.
The same thing happened in Tema Central. Uvako electoral area, Black Cat, Low Cost, Republic. I mean, we won this hands down. Union was Ottawa. We won that hands down. I'm saying hands down. Now in Jatagon, we were ahead of them. In horticulture, we're also ahead of them. In Union, we're ahead of them. In Uhuru, we're ahead of them. In A-Road, we were at par with them. In Sahara, we're ahead of them. So, I mean, basically,
how with this kind of result from
for
them?
us as well, in the Tesano enclave, if you see the margins, I mean, the NPP candidate usually wins with. When you look at it, for instance, and you see how he closed the margin, for instance, it will indicate to you in the Tesano areas. That is the only electoral area he won.
And just 51%.
So everywhere
they are strongest holds.
Yes. But in all the four other electoral areas, Blimango, which is Abeka, Bemomo, which is Fadama, Olengele, which is the La Paz and its environs, Wanyaman electoral area, we won all these four electoral areas, but for Apenkwa. How does you win an election with just one, that particular one?
Uti a year Dafiama Paul, Baba Sadiq, any Ebi Brighter. Just say, I will host some names if I pay for Dafiama Posia or no winning the constituency. Now, so no or she the NPP4 any easy as sorry. Tits in Crawford, how in Crawford, yen and Crawford because in Crawford no ma be do this position. Your man for more or more constituency NSC or more pair. Because position and say position or a year or my bedroom side and even the presiding officer to declare move win in their constituency Re-collation ya tama free or more constituency a craft on the choose or more MPM a craft for more neighbor choose or more MPM I didn't intimate constituency or encocaine ya tama free ho inti how na da fiama pono how no how say or my phone per se a yen and crow for your mutiti our more calm sim ya see no or person will be dear muscle a sign say or incumbent MPs now or no or massa or moon or mucoins 29 here did a how or more feminine or montiasi or more fun punto be an ember more coins 21 or bunny go masum or so denny or more dream more fruit on party home and ne said don't be see winning a year election and no more dream into no or more coins 29 was almost so no sebi or my dream and die said a cage Japan can't say we oko to a balance a mouse cat to say why dream it is in kuto. The Jacana Nana, Johnny Duma natches why Janada, they be a margin and die. Or margin wait or with that money no, a nanny, a year Juma, a flow. So they want new person, some more Mensa. That's the reason why they give this massive vote and more NDC MPC. Now so with AEC, NPP4 person chinchim microphone inside by force at the car crack kojima a year NPP4 no na distance when you nabo na ya ye we nyina na sade na kwa kopi mo court si yen sambe re-collation adina ni ye collate na de misunderstanding by no edi akasa by no yenjai yen sambe re-collation nyina arede foforo mo by ya mo mistakes ana mo ye no ade na de misunderstanding ba no mo se be ye nyina foforo mo beto ade na mo ye no so meanwhile sa de kroya so na ma case ni kopi mo court no and yesterday no mo beto aso so they can't wait still now no it is illegal month now mum breach the air court order na e ba e be crap punishment na ka omo na e ba omo say Ghana no mo kran pass be can be because with the law no a country without the law no with omo obey law any rules no country nin konanim and we know the NDC for say the all this year senior home no omo obey omo temra say dimra so to omo so sa niema we so they just move out. Yes, still no more breach law no. Musa I another illegal thing. My babonting I be declare result with that NDC agent. I will be sign I validate say I didn't match no crana saying no crime more for home. That's the reason why they are saying say you people came there with the mandate. I dreaming in say you people are come to declare the NPPPC's win. For the 9 constituencies no mumma NDC for back okra budi ni nyina be come se na be ya 2/3 na AGM nya no inside den anase bi ni nyina be free nsa adwene nyina no dia kofa case we nyina ba no na so no utie insema EPP ba so right now no breach a law that means punishment den at the hot train so Mensa and Crawford. There is punishment waiting for you. People have breached the law. And NDC for say on mountain that they will make sure that the right thing must be done. They will correct all your wrongs because anything say a man for no the omo penomo be cash. Na mama satisfy your wants. They be omo yes a group be any baby beam. Yen so be as beam. This is the time I say right thing must be done. Because you also saw a politicians for swatching. Oh law, hey court, hey police, hey soldier derby, and Ghana for they went to vote, they stayed there to protect their vote. And then first no Ghana need to have a coffee. But right there no, they vote, they wait, and they even fight. And there is then they be say because Omunji is in India. In the country Munji is a refining no. A country ne do saying a afro barometer ebe can say nipa na Munji is in the Nisiatia be 28%. He be an Mensa doing so boy. And what in the office not in agreement our exercises mandate it is robust. Deben can provide Kesi or no one can say prison home. A call from hono, one will say only robust, one say only credible, one say the trust a Ghana for woman ibiniho, the biniho. So it's better for you, one casa berries, on uncle for your numbers and more free officer. And yes, sir, one day, more conform more office on, but more minor than able to. So it's better. Someone can berries and more free officer. Because obiara ntimi so this enema amoye no so because adwene no ye dwen ho a ye ntiase and so yes the new people are doing it so na be ya mo ye nim adwene attach dey but bi mo ka se na be ya mo be ma mo ankasa mo leaders na ni age mo ho na my den mo dey service or mo want instead of you people mo be service Ghana for no mo dey service eye mo ankasa political party. It's insane be brave to match out under the comment section. Subscribe and share my own house in Sanke Busan for Menko baby. Higher for 1 GH.